Evidence unsealed today showing a possible motive in the murder of Samantha Dean. Dean worked for the Kyle Police Department helping crime victims when she was shot and killed last February. Dean was also 7 months pregnant. And Austin police officer Vontrey Clark was questioned in the case, never charged, but placed on restrictive duty. KXAN's Aaron Cargyle is here to explain the new information out today.
Robert, no one has been charged, but in this warrant, a judge gives detectives permission to seize phones, computers, and other devices from Clark's home and several others. They also believe this group, including Clark, purchased prepaid cell phones for the sole purpose of planning and communicating about killing her and her unborn child.
This 20-page search warrant begins with what Vontrey Clark told an investigator 2 days after Samantha Dean was found dead in a Bastrop parking lot, shot 3 times in the head. Clark said he and Dean were in a sexual relationship off and on for the last 6 to 7 years, and he was the father of her unborn baby, something he kept a secret because he was in another relationship. Investigators also mentioned text messages between the two, where Clark insisted Dean have an abortion or his life would be ruined. Investigators also found Dean's journal. A month before her death, she wrote, "During sex, he kept his gun on him and felt at one point Clark was going to murder her." Dean even told co-workers if she turned up dead, Clark would be responsible.
The big question mark, where was Clark between 8:30 p.m. and midnight, the night before Dean's body was found? He told investigators he was walking around this school near his home, Palm Elementary. But when detectives looked at the school's surveillance video, they didn't see him. According to investigators, the woman Clark lived with said he left the house, but left his cell phone and pager behind, which was not like him.
But investigators believe Clark had another phone on him, a prepaid cell phone. Through phone records and tracking, detectives say Clark had been calling and texting Freddie Smith and Kevin Watson, 2 known criminals out of Houston, whose prepaid cell phones were tracked to the area of the crime scene. The warrant also says 2 days before Dean's body was found, Watson texted Clark asking, "What time tomorrow?" Clark said, "We haven't even talked it through." Watson's response, "Thought you had the spot. We were just going to show up. It's not a big thing for us. LOL."
And investigators say all activity stopped on those prepaid phones around midnight before Dean's body was found. They also believe Clark and Watson have been communicating with each other about the murder investigation using a chat feature on their Sony PlayStation 4s. Robert?
Well, Aaron, what does Clark's attorney have to say about all this?
Well, in an email, he wrote this: "Despite the wiretap, cell phone records, and texts used to justify rummaging through Officer Clark's home, his belongings, and his genetic profile, here we are 60 days later, and there still isn't enough evidence to accuse him of a crime." Robert?
Aaron, thank you.